All right, welcome to The Explainer. Now, today we're doing something a little different. We're not going to be digging through some huge, dense article or a complicated study. Nope, we're going to focus on just one sentence. That's it, just one. But trust me, this sentence is so packed with wisdom and with a serious warning that it could totally change how you communicate. Forever. And yeah, it's a little bit dangerous.
And here it is. If you want to tell people the truth, make them laugh. Otherwise, they will kill you. Wow. This is going to be our guide for this whole explainer. It's witty, right? It's super smart. But man, it's also got this really stark warning baked right in. You might see that, kind of laugh and just brush it off as, some clever, cynical line. But if you look just a little bit closer, you'll find this incredibly deep insight into how we, as humans, deal with uncomfortable truths. So let's break this thing down. Okay, so how are we going to tackle this? Simple. We're going to slice it into three main parts. First up, we'll look at the kind of truth we're actually talking about here. Then we'll get into the absolute genius of using laughter as the delivery truck. And finally, we'll talk about the really serious consequences of messing this up. Let's get started with part one, the truth. Okay, so first things first, let's be really clear about what we mean by truth in this context. We're not talking about simple everyday facts, like the sky is blue. No. This quote is about the big stuff, the disruptive truths, the kinds of truth that totally shake up what we believe, that challenge the way things are, and kind of expose all the cracks in the system. These are the ideas that don't just give you new information, they change the whole game. And that brings us to a really interesting question, doesn't it? If these truths are so important, why do people get so mad about them? Why are they met with so much hostility? What is it about raw, unfiltered honesty that makes it so, dangerous?
Seriously, think about it for a minute. Can you remember a time when someone told you a hard truth and you just immediately got your back up? You felt that defensiveness kick in. What was it about that moment that made you want to just push it away, even if somewhere deep down you knew they were right?
Well, it's because a hard truth almost always feels like a personal attack. It's like it's aimed right at our identity, shattering that ego we've all so carefully constructed. It messes with the worldview that makes us feel safe and stable. But here's the real kicker. It forces us to change. And let's be honest, change is tough. It's super uncomfortable. It makes us feel totally vulnerable and exposed.
And this, right here, is where the absolute genius of that quote really shines. If telling a hard truth directly is like a full frontal assault, then humor is the ultimate disguise. Think of it like a secret agent for communication. It's this super clever delivery system for smuggling those difficult messages right past all our mental defenses. It's literally the Trojan horse effect. A joke shows up at the gates of your mind and you're like, oh, cool, entertainment. So you lower the drawbridge. You're not on guard, you're not bracing for a fight. And then, once it's inside, bam, the joke opens up and out pops its hidden passenger. The truth. It got past all your defenses because it was disguised as something you actually wanted to let in. So let's actually look at the mechanics here. How does this actually work step by step? Okay, step one. The joke shows up, and it totally disarms you. Your walls come down. Step two, the tricky, uncomfortable truth is hidden inside the punchline. Step three, you laugh. That physical act of laughing actually releases endorphins, so you start to create a positive feeling around the idea. And then comes the most important part. Step four, reflection. Long after you've stopped laughing, the message is still there. It sticks. And you think about it, not with anger, but with the good feeling of the joke still kind of hanging in the air. All right. Let's get to the last part of this quote, and it's definitely the most dramatic part. Otherwise, they will kill you. I mean, that sounds super extreme, doesn't it? Are we supposed to take that literally? Well, the funny thing is, the answer is kind of yes, and also no. I mean, if you look back through history, that threat was brutally literal, for real. You had philosophers, scientists, even the king's jester, executed for speaking truth to power. Today, though, for most of us, that death is metaphorical, but it's still just as devastating. We're talking about social death, getting kicked out of your circle, or professional death, committing career suicide just for speaking up, or maybe it's reputational death, a total character assassination online or in your community. The weapons have changed, but believe me, the stakes are still incredibly high. So let's put all the pieces together. What have we got? We've got a dangerous truth, we've got a brilliant disarming tool, humor, and we've got some very, very serious consequences. When you mix all that together, what you get is a really powerful strategy for how to talk to people. And this, for me, is the real takeaway. What this quote is telling us is that humor isn't just for fun. It's not some frivolous little thing. It is a fundamental tool for survival. It's like a compass that helps you navigate those really tricky conversations. It's a shield that lets you challenge things without getting completely destroyed in the process. And it's a bridge, right? It connects you with people over ideas that would normally just tear you apart. It's not just a nice skill to have, it's a straight-up survival tactic.
So I want to leave you with a question to chew on. What's a hard truth that you need to tell? Maybe at your job or with your family or in your community. And now that you know this secret, now that you've got this tool, how could you use humor, not just to say it, but to make sure people actually truly hear it? Something to think about.